Welcome back to your girl Brittanee, and it is Hump Day Handmade. That is for September. That is hosted by Scrappy Tape and Sharing More. And today we are going to do this Pinterest inspired project. I'm just going to call it a card cup gift box because the person who originally made it, I don't understand the language that they were speaking. So that is what I'm calling it. You have a little message on the inside to write a little note, and then you can go ahead and gift goodies or actual cup or whatever you like. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and help out with the algorithms and give this video a like, and let's get started. So first we're going to start off with our back pieces, which are 6 by 11, and then another one at 4.5 by 6. All the measurements and scoring will be down below in the description box as always. And so we are going to go ahead and fold on our score lines, and then we're going to take our 4.5 by 6 piece, and on that little tab there, I'm just going to cut out some notches, and we are going to apply it to the 3-inch side of the 6 by 11 piece. There is a 2-inch flap, but don't mess with that. Attach it to your 3-inch part, and by matching it up with the score line and fold on over, make sure you don't go over the score line and just match it on up. Now we're going to do our lid, which is 6 by 7, and we're going to cut off those tiny little flaps there that you see, and then we're going to cut up on the score line of the larger squares. And so we are going to take this piece and we are going to attach it to our backing piece. And so you have your 2-inch, your 3-inch, and well, you have your 4 3-inch panels and then a 2-inch. You are going to put it on that middle panel. So if you're looking at it from the left, you got your 2, your 3, and then your 3. So you're going to attach it to that second 3-inch panel there. And then after we're done with that, we are going to go ahead and work on our base. So our base is 7 by 11. And what we're going to do is we are going to cut up on the score lines on those middle squares there. Now, I'm going to be honest, I kind of forgot a little bit, dang, where do I cut? So that's why you kind of see me take a pause a little bit. But you're just going to cut up on the middle tabs. And then here I'm working on those little sector of the little squares. And you're going to cut the first 2 completely out, and then you're going to cut out the top one, so you're going to leave one tiny little square flap, and then you're going to repeat that on the other side. Then you're going to go back to your middle portion, and you're going to cut all the way up to the second score line, and you're going to cut out the very first square. So you have these little tabs, so you can go ahead and create kind of a box. Now you're going to flip it around, and you're going to completely remove these longer sectors of the rectangular pieces completely out on both sides. And then when you're done with that, go ahead and mat the outside portion of that 3-inch square in the middle. And then you're going to take your cup, and you're going to take a pencil, and you're going to trace the perimeter of the cup. And then what I do next is I take my X-Acto knife and I make an X inside of the circle. That way it'll just be a lot easier for me to cut out. And then I'm going to take my little detailing scissors and cut all that stuff out. And then your cup should fit quite nicely in there. All right, so now what we're going to do is we are going to cut some little notches off on that piece at the end. And then we're going to start adhering our little flaps inside of the little sector here. So we're just going to pull the tabs up, and then the other tabs are also going to go inside of those flaps as well. Now we're going to take some ribbon, and we're going to apply it to that 3-inch portion on the back there next to the flap where we cut the notches out. And I'm using my tape and my hot glue to put it on there. And then we are going to adhere together those little flaps, because you want to make sure that they are perfectly straight and lined up and edged, because otherwise if you have too much of a little overhang, it's probably going to mess up your whole entire box. So make sure you line that up properly there. And then what we'll do after that is we are going to adhere those last two little square flaps to that back 1 inch portion. So we're doing it just piece by piece. And then we're going to add our glue onto those 3 flaps, and then we are going to fold it on over. So I do apply glue here, but then I add a little bit of the hot glue where it's going to lay on top of my ribbon, and just fold it on over. Make sure everything is nice and smoothed out. Then we're going to take our card base or back base, and we are going to apply that flap to the bottom part. After you have it applied, go ahead and finish matting your back portion before we finish off. So now you have everything matted. Go ahead and add your adhesive. I'm using hot glue, and you are going to fold this up, making sure that everything is all nice and adhered toward the back base. And then you see I do have like a solid panel, and so that way I can write a message to whomever I gift this to. And then afterwards, we're going to go ahead and fold in those tabs for the lid. So we're going to add it to that smaller 2 inch portion in the front there. And then after that, if you haven't done it already, go ahead and mat the outside of your box and decorate it to your liking. Yes, we did do it by hand with cutting out the circle because it is Humpday handmade. But if you have a die, go ahead and utilize that die for the size cup that you need. And then adjust the measurements for the height of the cup that you're using. And there you have it, guys. I do hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!